He is the star of the new romantic comedy Your Place or Mine, streaming on Netflix this Friday. Give it up for my partner, Ashton Kutcher!
That's right, Sam. Ashton Kutcher took the stand in the murder trial of Ashley Ellerin, who was found stabbed to death.
Once a beloved star, Kutcher's world came crashing down as he faced sentencing for his shocking connection to the tragic murder of Ashley Ellerin.
Kutcher saying he went to the home of one of the victims just moments after prosecutors say she was killed.
In a moment that stunned everyone, the actor collapsed in court upon hearing his fate. What led to this unimaginable turn of events? And how did the life of one of Hollywood's brightest stars spiral into such darkness? The truth behind this jaw-dropping case will leave you speechless. Ashton Kutcher's connection. Many true crime cases spark discussions that never really end, and the murder of Ashley Ellerin is one of those unsettling stories. She was a 22-year-old fashion student who was living in Los Angeles in the early 2000s. Her life seemed fun, youthful, and full of opportunity, and friends described her as friendly, social, and determined to make a name for herself. On February 21, 2001, all of her dreams were taken away in a brutal act of violence. Investigators discovered she had been stabbed many times, a truly horrifying crime that still stirs questions years later. Some of those questions involve actor Ashton Kutcher, who was connected to Ashley on the very night she was killed. When Ashton Kutcher first arrived in Hollywood, he was a rising star on a popular sitcom. He was in his early 20s and getting a taste of celebrity life. Social gatherings, rap parties, and holiday events were all part of that lifestyle. It was during this period that he crossed paths with Ashley Ellerin. Accounts differ on the exact date or format of their first meeting, but most set it around the holidays. Ashley was also enjoying the LA scene, so it's not surprising their paths intersected. By the time he met Ashley, Ashton was transitioning from being attached to one partner to re-entering the single scene. He found Ashley appealing and friendly. They reportedly exchanged phone numbers, talked about possibly hanging out, and formed a casual bond. At that stage, Ashley had been hosting small gatherings, sometimes for friends in the fashion industry or local acquaintances. Their shared social circles occasionally overlapped, which allowed them to keep in touch. Some say Ashton and Ashley only spoke briefly at first and didn't see each other much until he became completely single. Others recall him mentioning she was cool, easy to talk to, and fun to be around. There was never a consistent statement that they were in a committed relationship. It sounded more like they were in the early stages of a casual dating scenario, exploring the possibility of friendship or something more. Regardless, their budding connection became central to the narrative after Ashley's life ended in such a brutal way. Because Ashton later provided testimony in court, we know that he had specific plans to meet her on the night she was killed. Those plans fueled the entire conversation around what he actually witnessed and whether he could have changed the course of events by arriving at a different time or contacting authorities when something looked off. If not for that link, Ashton's involvement would likely have been minimal, but since he was one of the last people to speak to Ashley, his statements became vital. His relationship with Ashley. While people sometimes jump straight to the events of the murder night, it helps to remember that Ashton's relationship with Ashley was in an early phase. Both were young adults in Hollywood. She was pursuing fashion and had a number of friends to see, while he had a busy schedule with acting, social commitments, and personal relationships.
Ashton Kutcher is the highest-paid TV actor.
But from what many gathered, Ashley found Ashton likable and agreed to see him socially beyond group hangouts. They did not live especially far from each other. She was in a house shared with roommates, making the most of the typical LA student lifestyle. He was balancing the demands of a TV show and all the new attention that fame brings. By the time February 2001 rolled around, they were comfortable enough to talk on the phone about meeting for dinner or a party. There were no indications that she felt unsafe around him or that anything negative was happening between them. Friends of Ashley described her as excited about the chance to get to know Ashton better. He was quickly becoming a household name thanks to his sitcom role. To her, it was probably just another fun night in an exciting city, full of possibilities. There was no sign she anticipated anything going wrong, especially not something so horrifying that it would end up in courtrooms years later. One of the details that people have focused on is how close to the date of the murder she and Ashton started seeing each other. Some sources say it had only been a couple of weeks, while others suggest they'd known each other a bit longer. Either way, what matters is that they had plans to get together on the evening of February 21st, 2001, an evening that became the centerpiece of a murder investigation. The night of the murder. When the night of February 21st arrived, Ashton and Ashley were meant to go on some kind of date. The exact nature of that date is often described as dinner, drinks, or occasionally a party tied to an awards show. According to statements Ashton made later, there were a series of phone calls. Early on, he checked in to confirm their plans. Later, he called to mention he was running behind schedule. Ashley apparently responded from home, explaining that she was getting ready. At some point in the evening, Ashton was at a friend's place or watching some televised event, causing him to lose track of time. He realized it was getting late and tried to reach Ashley, but she did not pick up her phone. Maintaining that he was still going to meet her, he says he drove to her house and arrived around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. What happened next is where all the controversy begins. Ashton said he knocked on the door, received no response, and noticed that lights were on inside. He tried the doorknob, found it locked, and peered through a window. At that point, he claims he saw what looked like red wine stains on the carpet. He thought the house seemed slightly messy, but since she had only recently moved in, he attributed it to normal clutter. Believing he was being ignored for showing up late, he eventually left. The following morning, Ashley's roommates returned to discover her body. She had been stabbed numerous times in a gruesome attack. These immediate details became central to the investigation. If Ashton indeed only glanced through the window and walked away, it would explain why he never called 911.
Kristen Avant is a 911 operator, the first person callers hear. The callers usually need help from firefighters, medical assistants, or police.
But if he saw more than he admitted or made calls to other people before any report was filed, that might mean he witnessed evidence of a crime scene, yet hesitated to inform the authorities. That question alone led to intense public speculation, heightened by the involvement of a major TV star, controversies, and allegations. From the moment the press learned that Ashton Kutcher was supposed to be with Ashley that night, the story soared into the national conversation. Many believed it was a tragic coincidence, while others felt suspicious about his behavior. Over the years, new allegations surfaced, suggesting Ashton might have withheld crucial information, collaborated with friends or managers before calling the police, or walked inside and found Ashley in a terrible state. It's vital to understand that police never named Ashton as a suspect or arrested him in connection with the crime. However, in high-profile cases, rumors often overshadow official findings. People wondered why Ashton didn't sense something was wrong if he really saw large red stains through the window. They asked if it was rational to think spilled wine could look so similar to blood. They also questioned the timing of his arrival and departure, especially because Ashley's body was found near a bathroom, and authorities believed she had just emerged from a shower when she was attacked. The murder investigation eventually led law enforcement to Michael Gargiulo, a man with a disturbing history of violence toward women. He was arrested in 2008 and later charged with Ashley's murder, among others. During his trial, Ashton gave testimony about that night, hoping to clarify his timeline. Those who believed he might have been withholding information were not satisfied by his statements, especially after hearing about claims from a couple of key individuals. Ashton's testimony and behavior. Years after the murder, Ashton Kutcher took the stand to describe the events in detail during Michael Gargiulo's trial.
The trial of an alleged serial killer. His name is Michael Gargiulo, and he's accused of being the so-called Hollywood Ripper.
He recounted his calls with Ashley, his late appearance, and seeing stains that he took for wine. He insisted he was simply confused, assumed she was upset, and left without investigating further. Prosecutors never seemed interested in framing Ashton as a suspect. Rather, they used his statements to reconstruct part of the timeline. He testified that his fingerprints would have been found on Ashley's door, which is why he approached law enforcement immediately after learning about her murder. In his words, he was frightened that the presence of his prints might cause confusion about his role in her death. Despite this official narrative, some observers remained unconvinced. They argued that Ashton's version seemed too simplistic, given the severity of what lay inside that house. The question was never whether Ashton harmed Ashley, but rather if he might have inadvertently delayed the discovery of the crime scene or prevented someone from contacting the police earlier. The difference might not be relevant for legal culpability, but it captured the imagination of the public, who wanted to know if this terrible crime might have resolved differently with earlier reports. Although Ashton has maintained that he did nothing unusual other than arriving late and assuming Ashley was ignoring him, critics wonder if he skimmed over details to protect his image. They point to the fact that celebrities often have a team of advisors who tell them what to do in crisis events. This is where additional allegations by two individuals, Chrissy Bixler and Aaron Smith Levin, come into play and keep the controversy alive. Allegations by Chrissy Bixler. Chrissy Bixler was associated with Danny Masterson, one of Ashton's former co-stars on a sitcom. She came forward with accusations related to Masterson's conduct, but she also threw Ashton Kutcher into the mix. According to her statements, she was present on the night Ashley was killed, at least in the sense that she overheard a phone call via speaker between Ashton and Danny Masterson. Chrissy contended that Ashton was outside Ashley's home for an extended period, talking to various people on the phone. She claimed he specifically sought advice on how to handle what he had found or believed he had found inside, the suggestion being that he might have actually discovered Ashley's body.
Kutcher saying he went to the home of one of the victims just moments after prosecutors say she was killed.
Chrissy felt that Ashton was more concerned about protecting his future, reputation, and career than immediately getting the police involved. Chrissy's allegations caught fire on social media. People wondered why she would name Ashton if there was nothing to it. Some critics questioned her motives, pointing out that she might have reasons to undermine Ashton, as he was also a longtime friend of Danny Masterson. Others, however, believed she was revealing something crucial. No official evidence materialized to confirm a secret phone call where Ashton supposedly described seeing Ashley's body. But Chrissy remained adamant that she heard everything. To complicate matters, she also suggested that law enforcement was aware of these claims and simply chose not to pursue it, fueling the notion of a cover-up. Aaron Smith Levin's allegations. Another name that popped up in this saga is Aaron Smith Levin, a figure known online for his commentary on religious groups and Hollywood.
Getting auditing when you wanted, about the subjects you wanted, and you could take it or leave it, that would be fine.
He echoed similar statements to Chrissy Bixler, suggesting that Ashton did more than glance through a window. In his version, Ashton actually walked into Ashley's residence, saw a dreadful scene, and left in panic to consult his management team. Aaron spoke about phone calls made that night, pointing to a conversation with Danny Masterson as significant. The idea is that Ashton and others were shaping a narrative to protect him from suspicion. By the time he publicly stated that he saw wine stains on the carpet, the story was supposedly crafted to steer investigators away from complicated realities that might damage Ashton's career. One of the most striking points was Aaron's suggestion that Ashton's delay in contacting the authorities might have allowed Michael Gargiulo to remain free longer, giving him the chance to kill again. While there is debate about whether Ashton's immediate call to the police would have made a difference, the concept that crucial time was lost keeps some people angry at the idea that celebrity priorities overshadowed moral responsibility. Still, There is no sign that the police or the district attorney's office ever found these claims credible enough to accuse Ashton of lying under oath. It remains a domain of hearsay and rumor, though it definitely shaped how a segment of the public views Ashton's statements. Some see him as a star who was in shock, possibly not even fully aware of what he glimpsed. Others see him as a celebrity who had the resources to handle the matter properly, but chose to protect himself first. Police and investigation. When Ashley's body was found early the next day, her roommates were the ones to discover the grisly scene. Investigators arrived quickly and noted the locked front door, suggesting she might have willingly opened it for her attacker, or failed to notice them entering. For a time, it was unclear if the perpetrator was someone Ashley knew well, or a stranger who managed to break in without leaving obvious signs. Ashton Kutcher was interviewed by detectives. He explained the phone calls, his late arrival, and why he left without raising an alarm. He apparently volunteered the fact that he touched the door handle so that if his prints were discovered, they would know why. The authorities did not identify him as a person of interest, possibly because they had other evidence that pointed in a different direction. Soon, suspicion turned toward Michael Gargiulo, who had a pattern of targeting women in the vicinity. It took several years before the puzzle around Ashley's murder fully connected to Gargiulo. Once arrested, he was charged not only with killing Ashley, but also with attacks on other women that showed a similar pattern. During the trial, prosecutors painted him as a serial predator who gained access to women's homes, sometimes posing as helpful or unassuming. In Ashley's case, the savage nature of the stabbing indicated a personal obsession or extreme aggression, both of which fit Gargiulo's apparent profile. Although Ashton's involvement in the investigation helped establish a timeline, it was never central to proving Gargiulo's guilt. What mattered more for the prosecution were details like Gargiulo's movements, DNA traces, and the consistency of other attacks. Thus, even though Ashton's name loomed in headlines, it was not pivotal for the overall conviction. He was mostly a witness who had contact with the victim close to the window of her death. People around the world, especially the US, are paying close attention after China revealed its newest and most advanced fighter jet, the White Emperor, at a recent air show. This jet is special because it can fly extremely fast and has features that combine both air and space fighting.
China has begun testing a cutting-edge sixth-generation fighter jet codenamed Beide, or White Emperor. This advanced aircraft is designed as an integrated space air fighter.
This could change how countries defend themselves and affect the balance of power. Could this be the thing that changes the power dynamic? Or is it just another prototype with big plans? Keep watching as we take a closer look and uncover the details. Unveiling the White Emperor. The Chinese airshow recently shocked everyone by showing off its sixth-generation fighter jet, the White Emperor. This jet, which was made by the state-owned Aviation Industry Corporation of China, AVC, is a huge step forward in space technology. The White Emperor, an integrated space air fighter, is designed to do missions that take it from Earth's skies to the edges of space. The plane's design stands out due to its sleek, modular body and sharp edges that reduce its visibility. These surfaces make it harder for radar to see what's inside, and the bigger missile bays within keep the weapons out of sight of curious people. It's clear that stealth isn't just a feature of the jet, it's essential to its job as a high-level tactical operator. The White Emperor's ability to change forms is one of its most impressive traits. It is said that the jet can reach speeds faster than sound and could even break through Earth's atmosphere. That's not all. Its versatility allows it to perform a wide range of tasks, from standard air combat to roles that may challenge the boundaries of space operations. It's not just about showing off a new jet. The White Emperor's debut also shows China's growing ambitions in the defense and aerospace industries. The prototype was shown as part of the Nantianmen project, a project that looks to the future and focuses on future technologies. It was clear from this airshow that China wants to fight on a global level, challenging advanced jets like the F-22 Raptor, an F-35 Joint Strike Fighter from the United States.
The White Emperor is being developed to rival the US military's F-22 Raptor and F-35 Joint Strike Fighter.
Even though the White Emperor made a great debut, there are still questions about what it could really do. For now, much of what has been said is just guesswork because no operational units have been proven. Some issues, like how to handle heat and move things around in space, have not been talked about in public yet, making people doubt that it is ready. China's display of the White Emperor also shows a change in how things are designed. Its angular, blended wing body form emphasizes stealth, but deviates from older Chinese designs that mirrored US ideas. This evolution suggests a desire to catch up and carve out a distinctive identity in next-generation air warfare. Some might say that the White Emperor is more of a dream than a real thing, but it's hard to ignore what it means. This jet symbolizes a time when the lines between space and air become less clear. The White Emperor has already changed how people talk about what's possible in military flight, whether it ever becomes real or just an idea. The unveiling has left the global defense community buzzing with admiration and concern. While the White Emperor is still years away from proving itself in active service, it has firmly put China's aerospace goals in the spotlight. The jet boldly asserts China's readiness to challenge the established norms in modern warfare. Stay tuned as we discuss in detail the features of this sixth-generation jet. Features of the White Emperor. The White Emperor isn't like other attack jets. This sixth generation has many features that make it different from other planes. Its mix of cutting-edge technology and advanced engineering shows that China wants to change how air warfare is fought. Its stealth-focused design is one thing that makes it stand out. Radar signals are reflected off the jet's sharp edges and smooth curves, making it harder for enemy systems to find.
The White Emperor's design incorporates revolutionary stealth technologies, with internal missile bays engineered to minimize radar detection.
Its internal weapons bays not only make it stealthier, but also let it carry a wide range of weapons without affecting how well it moves through the air. The White Emperor is a very dangerous opponent in high-stakes battles because it can hide and attack at the same time. The White Emperor's engines are another big deal. These advanced thrust vectoring engines, which were made to go faster than sound, give the jet unmatched maneuverability. It can outmaneuver enemy planes and avoid incoming fire thanks to its ability to change directions and turn quickly. This fighter is made to rule the skies, whether in a dogfight or trying to dodge threats on the ground. AI is a very important part of how the White Emperor works. This jet is smart, fast, and quiet. It has built-in artificial intelligence that can process data in real time and give the pilot useful information during flights. In some situations, the jet can even fly itself, taking care of everything from making tactical moves to assessing threats. This amount of independence is a big step forward in modern warfare because it makes mission execution safer and more effective. One of the best things about the jet is how flexible it is. Its modular systems allow it to be changed for different tasks, such as air to air, air to ground, and even operations close to the edge of Earth's atmosphere. Because it is so flexible, the White Emperor can handle a wide range of combat situations, from stopping enemy planes to helping troops on the ground. Its low-maintenance design also lets it be fixed quickly, so it's always ready to go with little downtime. When it comes to connectivity, the White Emperor is made for networked battle. It can communicate with other planes, drones, ground units, and Navy forces without any problems.
China's future combat networks enabling seamless communication with aircraft, ground units, and naval forces.
Its strategic options are increased by this connected approach, which allows attacks to be planned together and actions on the battlefield to be coordinated. Working as part of a bigger network, the White Emperor makes China's case for air superiority in future wars stronger. By adding directed energy weapons like lasers, this jet looks even more like something from the future. These weapons have advanced battle technology that lets them accurately target multiple enemies at once. These features, along with the White Emperor's speed, stealth, and AI systems, make it more than just a fighter jet. They make it a full battle platform. In short, the White Emperor shows how determined China is to be the world leader in space technology. With its stealth, speed, intelligence, and ability to change its shape, it is a big step forward in military flight. Whether it's on the battlefield today or on tasks tomorrow, this jet is made to make a difference. That's not the most interesting part. Possible sighting and implications of the White Emperor. A strange fighter jet was seen over Sichuan province, China, during the day, which led to a lot of speculation. People and aviation fans all over the world were quickly drawn to the jet's unique triangular shape and lack of tails. Some say this might be the mysterious White Emperor, which is China's first sixth-generation fighter jet, but this has not been confirmed by the government. The video shows the plane traveling next to a J-20, which is a fifth-generation jet from China. This pairing made people look twice because it hints the new jet might be faster and stealthier than the J-20. Observers saw big changes in the designs, like the lack of vertical tail fins and the use of control surfaces on the tips of the wings. These traits are thought to improve stealth and directional stability, which is a big change in the way fighter jets are made. One of the most talked about parts of the sighting is that the jet has 3 engines, which is a first for attack jets. The videos show that there are 3 engines, 2 under the plane and 1 on top. According to experts, this setup might give it a lot of power, allowing it to move quickly and carry more weight. Even so, because the jet is still being tested, no one knows what it can do. The plane was seen with its landing gear extended, which is a normal safety step for test flights. This new thing is thought to have been made by the Chengdu Aircraft Industry Group, which is known for making Chinese attack jets and drones. Before it was made, China's designs were often compared to Western models like the F-35. This new design is different. The White Emperor is a big step toward new and creative ideas in military aircraft. A closer look at the jet's shape shows that it was made with stealth and efficiency in mind. Its flying wing structure lets it take a lot of cargo while keeping its weight and fuel use low. The engine nozzles are also placed above the body, which reduces noise and heat radiation, making it harder to spot. Its stealth is further improved by missile and bomb hatches under the body, which hide its weapons until needed. Even with all the talk, there are still a lot of questions. Could this really be the White Emperor? Or is it a different prototype? Many people think it could be an early model of a new type of unmanned attack aircraft. Its bigger size and heavier build suggest it was made for long-term missions, possibly in air-to-ground or near-space activities. The fact that this plane was seen shows how quickly China is improving its combat technology. While there remain many unanswered questions about the jet, it is undeniable that China is making significant progress in transforming the rules of air combat. It doesn't matter if this plane is the White Emperor. Its appearance in the sky has shocked the world's military community. Let's take a look at the implications of the White Emperor if it becomes airborne. China's White Emperor fighter jet could change how armies compete worldwide. It's a 6th-generation airplane, and it's full of cutting-edge technology.
The White Emperor, China's NGAD 6th-generation fighter, is just a lot.
Such as hypersonic speeds, AI-driven systems, and advanced weapons. These features won't just help China's Air Force improve, they could also change the balance of power in areas being fought over and elsewhere. One of the most important effects is that the White Emperor might change what it means to dominate the air. Reports say this jet can do more than just standard combat roles. It may also be able to work in the upper atmosphere and close to space. With this power, it could one day attack satellites or other systems in orbit, making the line between air and space combat less clear. This is a big problem for countries that depend on satellites for guidance, communication, and security. By introducing the White Emperor, China is showing that it wants to push the limits of space science. In the past, planes often copied designs from other countries. On the other hand, this plane represents a significant advancement. China has shown that it can develop new ideas by adding AI-driven automation, stealth technologies, and advanced weapons like lasers. These improvements show that China isn't just fighting, it's also setting new standards. This change implies that the US and its allies must enhance their strategies. The White Emperor's demonstration of the capabilities of networked combat systems, which link manned and unmanned planes, heightens the expectations for future battles. Imagine this jet is the hub, managing drones and other assets without problems. Traditional defense systems could not handle this kind of power, so countries would have to rethink their plans. Economically, the implications extend beyond the battlefield. The significant technological advancements made by the White Emperor could spark competition in areas such as artificial intelligence, aerospace manufacturing, and military technology. The US may see this as a chance to improve its technology, but it will need to spend a lot of money and focus on new ideas. What do you think about the life of Prince Harry? Do let us know in the comment section below, and thank you for watching. Let us know your opinions in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. Also, click on the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy